How to speak clearly. All right, so you've probably watched some videos that have told you how to speak clearly, and these videos, what they probably do when you're watching them is they make you walk away talking something like this. To be or not to be, that is the question. Anyways, you get the point. It sounds weird. And that's one of the things you want to watch out for when you're trying to speak clearly. Sometimes what can tend to happen is we end up sounding like we're over articulating, which makes us just sound maybe even worse than what we were maybe sounding like before. Something to realize is that you don't have to speak perfectly. Now, some people, your speech, maybe it's so bad that you can't be understood very well. So when you're talking, maybe it's something like this, and people are just trying to hear what you're saying, and it's really hard to say. If it's something like that, then yes, it's very hard to understand. But for the most part, when people are talking, they have their own cadences and the own way that they've been brought up and how they talk. And it's different. And how they sound maybe isn't always super clear, but as long as you can understand them, that's what matters. If you can't be understood, that's when you want to start working on speaking clearly. But if you can be understood, you're probably fine where you're at. But anyways, we'll still get into this video. Just wanted to say that ahead of time. So number one, first thing that you want to do is just talk a little bit slower. What tends to happen is people speak really, really fast and they talk like this, and it's really hard to understand them, and then you don't really know what they're saying all the time, and they're just talking really, really fast like this. If someone talks like that, it's a lot harder to understand them, whereas if they talk a little bit slower and they still know what they're saying, they can still say all the same things, but just slow down a little bit. Don't talk as fast. Now, of course, if you want to talk that fast, you can, but build up to it, get a little used to it. It's kind of like if you ever played music before. If you played a piano, you can't just start playing the song super fast. You have to first start playing it nice and slow, and then gradually building up the speed to go faster and faster and faster. So take things slow. Go slow with it. Don't go too fast. Number two, when you're speaking, try to get the end of the sound of the word. So for example, if I said the word and, make sure that you get that D at the end. And I went to the park instead of and I went to the park. If we miss the D, it may just sound like the word and instead of and. And I went to the park. I'm not going, and I went to the park, because then that's when it starts sounding weird. You still want it to be smooth. So when you say the word, you go, and I went to the park. Just naturally, it rolls off the tongue. Something maybe you have to practice sometimes maybe you don't. It's just something that's a really easy thing to do. Say the last syllable of the word, make sure it comes out. Make sure you can hear that last letter of the word, and then you move on from there. Number three, the third tip for you guys is to record yourselves. Record yourselves where you are right now with how you speak. And then what you do is you start practicing. And you start adding these things in, and also while you're listening, you can start to hear, oh, this is somewhere where I miss my T's a lot, or I miss my D's a lot, or I miss my L's a lot. Whatever it is, you have to find what it is, and you find that by listening to recordings. So you could record yourself, listen to a simple 5 sentences that maybe you say, and then check yourself every week, re-record yourself doing the same 5 sentences, and then see where you are after a month, and see if you've improved. And if you have, great. Then you keep moving on from there, and you keep focusing on the areas that you want to work on within your speech. But if you don't hear anything, you record yourself, and you're like, I sound great, well then, you're fine. As long as you can be understood, that's the most important thing. Remember that. As long as you're understood. You don't have to change the way you talk or the way you sound, as long as you can be understood. That's the most important thing. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can be up to date with everything. This channel offers you logical information that you can use. Not anything that's going to make you walk around and sound crazy or do weird things. It's just logical information that you can use starting today. So I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to the channel so you'll be up to date with everything. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.